Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
Hey Josh.
Hey Lee.
Hey Josh.
I'm just saying it the same way you said it.
Hey Josh.
Hey Lee.
No, I'm not saying it like Jason.
Welcome back to episode 45. We hope everybody is staying positive and testing negative.
Yep.
I'm here with my buddy Lee.
This is Josh.
I'm Josh. In case you haven't listened
If
to
you
any
don't
of
know,
the other episodes.
This is Josh.
Yep. So this week we had some people call in.
Oh.
Or text in. Sorry.
That's fine.
Same thing, kind of.
Those look like long text messages.
A little bit. So last
not
week,
like an angry girlfriend text, but
yeah,
not that long.
or angry wife text.
Just as bad.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Worse.
You
can't just be
go
like,
back
I'm
to
just
your
going home
place.
tonight and
Yeah.
I'm not going to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was last week when we did the you're from Tuscaloosa, say you're from Tuscaloosa without saying you're from Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Mr. T.
I
who
knew that
we
wasn't
said,
that guy. No, we didn't say anything.
Well, you just went along with
I
it.
said,
man.
oh, is that guy's name? And you said, yeah. And I said, oh, sweet.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was that guy, but apparently it's not. Tyler Holman.
Yeah.
Buddy of ours.
I thought that was Mr. T.
No. Hey, by the way, if you are looking for some furniture or looking for something else,
Oh, yeah.
Fear Not Furnishing, I think.
Is that him?
I think so. I'll look it up in a second.
I know he can put some wood together.
Yeah. So he said, guys, Mr. T is the old black man that dresses up in a suit and sells barbecue sandwiches to all the drunk college kids at Timerson Square when the bar closes. The guy that holds the sign up saying Jesus loves you is Mr. Bonner. Trust me, I know from experience in my before Christ days, LOL. And then somebody else, Natalie is her name. She said, Mr. T is the barbecue sandwich guy downtown, not the Jesus sign guy, right? Because she was, but she said he sells $1 sandwiches at the bars, but maybe both of them are named Mr. T. Okay. But
she wasn't sure either, but she knew more than we did.
Yeah, she knew more than we did. But Tyler knew exactly who it was, which boils down to we have a lot of lost friends that listen to this podcast. So we're praying for y'all.
Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody I know listens to this podcast.
Nobody. Well,
I've never, other than like people we know mutually, I've never had
oh boy, I was right on it. Fear Not Furnishings.
There you go.
Go check them out on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Get you some furniture.
Yep.
From our buddy Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it'd help if you did anything with the podcast.
I do plenty. I'm the talent. I put this list together.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think I texted it to you.
You texted it to me, but I was the muscle ball.
All right. Anyways, so we apologize to everybody out there. We just, I guess, haven't been drunk enough on the strip.
Well, also, that guy's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
That guy hadn't been. I did a bunch of walking around in public after the bars closed in the past, and I never saw.
In the past week?
Nope.
Hey, whatever you say, man.
I've never seen a guy selling $1 barbecue sandwiches at Timerson Square.
I guess. Well, how old's Tyler? Tyler's not that much older than you, is he?
He might be your age.
Which is not that much older than
I didn't say it was.
And then Natalie is a little bit younger than me. She's probably Meg's age.
I don't know how old Meg is.
28.
I just turned 29.
So they're about your age.
Yeah, but I think that might just be like, you remember that old guy that used to sell sandwiches? Because
that's not really.
I don't know.
Well,
now if you had said actually Mr. T is that old lady that walks around with that Bible screaming at people, I'd know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've never seen the guy that sells sandwiches.
No. Mr. Bonner. I like Mr. Bonner.
Mr. Bonner's a good guy.
I honked at him yesterday twice.
Yeah. We we drove past there the other day and Jason asked what that guy was doing and we told him and then he actually had a car stop.
Dude, always.
I was proud of him.
Yeah. Like we said, he does way more than we do.
Yeah, absolutely. So me and you got on this topic the other day.
Yeah, because I was on my deathbed again
Yeah.
over the weekend
Yeah.
with a stomach virus.
Mm.
And like I was telling you, I don't know which one was worse.
COVID or a stomach virus.
I don't know.
Well,
Specifically this one.
yeah.
Now, if this stomach virus had lasted 19, 20 days, I wouldn't be here. I'd still be sick. But I'd be at the hospital shriveled up like a prune.
Riley would be back over here.
Yeah, somebody would be here, and you'd probably have to get all my affairs in order. Help Anna get my affairs in order, because that.
It's bad when you can't stop it.
Either way,
Yeah. But
yeah,
we both remembered something from our childhood that I haven't seen.
Supposedly is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, because it felt like torture.
And we're talking about suppositories. Supposedly suppositories.
Suppositories.
The old backhand medicine.
Yeah. And it came, so if you have never seen it, and it might be just a Southern thing, because I started thinking about that today. I was like, I don't know enough about like Northern culture to say like, oh, you remember
think there's different
New York
medicines in different parts of the country.
But I'm not like, that
not the disposal method.
But like Ipecac was like a big deal. And then people down here kept using it for years. And I think like
that's all
people
we
up
had.
north, was like.
Because we're in the woods.
Yeah. But anyways, suppositories.
Yeah. If you don't know what a suppository is, you're lucky.
Yeah. If you were sick when you were a kid, you had a stomach virus.
Yeah.
They had these little capsules that were wrapped in tinfoil, and they looked like butter.
And you put them in the freezer.
So that they stayed hard.
But
because for penetration, it don't need to be soft.
A suppository is medicine that you insert in your rectum.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it in your mouth, because if you have a stomach virus and you're throwing up, the medicine won't stay in your system long enough to take effect. So you stick it up the back end.
The buhani. The tushy.
The old cornhole.
Yeah. The old
balloon knot.
Exhaust pipe. So that was like a big thing though when we were kids.
Yeah.
I specifically remember.
Well, it wasn't a big thing.
Somebody did it to you.
Oh yeah, every time I had one.
Okay, so it was a big deal.
Like Chucky Cheese was a big thing when we were growing up.
But you don't take negative things and be like, oh. You don't typically say it was a big deal with negative things, but this was a big deal.
Yeah.
It happened.
When it came out of the freezer, it was a big deal. Literally.
I specifically remember when I was younger, like 3 or 4 family members holding my brother down, butt in the air, shoving a suppository up his butt, and him screaming bloody murder.
Well, yeah, I just got chills.
So I feel like I witnessed.
You never had one?
I feel like I witnessed.
Or
I
you
don't
just
remember.
You voluntarily took them?
Yeah. I think I threw up again. No, you didn't, Josh.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like,
we're going to stop shoving these up your butt. Yeah. But I remember it happening to my brother. I don't ever remember getting one. I really don't.
Yeah.
But maybe I blocked that out.
Yeah.
You know, like a survivor thing. Like
something's going to happen someday and it's all going to come back in like a flashback.
I hope something doesn't happen one day.
That's true. It'd have to be a pretty strange one.
Yeah.
Something.
We have to go in somewhere it ain't supposed to be going for me. Yeah. But yeah, so I remember, and like looking back on it now, like that felt like rape.
A little.
I mean, like you got 4 people holding a kid down.
Well, I didn't have to call the neighbors. Like I never got one at home. It was never like so.
It was always your grandma.
It was my stinking grandmother, which might be an old timey thing.
That's what I'm saying. And my parents are older,
but also, literally, now that I'm thinking back, why did my grandmother have them? But like, I don't ever remember my doctor calling in a prescription for
I don't think you get a prescription for suppositories.
Where do you get them? The store? You can't get them
I
from the
don't know.
drugstore.
I don't know.
I don't think suppositories were over the counter. I can't believe that. They'd have been in the freezer section of the grocery store.
Maybe.
What if it was just butter?
It could have been.
And our grandparents were weird.
Just like putting it in like pill form and just shoving it up people's butts.
I don't know, but it was just my grandmother that had them, and she was our like daycare babysitter.
Yeah.
If I wasn't at school until my parents were off work, I was in my grandmother's house. Pretty much my entire life, like young life.
I remember my mom. This is like a similar. I remember my mom talking about having to go to the doctor and getting what do they call it when they put water up there?
An enema?
Enema. That was a big thing when my mom was growing up, was if you were sick, they gave you an enema.
Like a sea anemone?
An anemone.
An enema.
Yeah, you had anemone. If you were sick, you went to the doctor
And
you
they'd
had
flush
an
you?
enemy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they also used to use leeches and cut you so
But that's the thing that I think, like, over time, we've been like, that was dumb.
Well, that
we're
sucks that in the history of humanity, we caught the back end of suppositories.
Hey,
because
at least it wasn't enemas
yeah,
every time you go to the doctor.
I felt like I needed one. Get all that wax out of there.
Flush
I don't
all of it
know.
out of
But I remember my grandmother's rule was 3 throw-ups.
Yeah.
And here come the suppository. And I remember going outside on number 3 just trying to hide. I threw up in a shoebox one time in a closet.
Yeah.
No, on number 3.
Just anything but let grandma see me.
Yeah. And be, like,
Because if grandma sees
hey,
me.
Granny, there's something in the mailbox. And then as soon as she get
Throw it up
outside,
in the
try to throw up
mailbox.
no, just get her out of the house so I can throw up real quick. Dude.
Oh, that's rough.
And they were cold as a wedge, too.
Well, they come out of the freezer.
I know. But they were like firm, but also imagine a pill form, but a big horse pill of frozen like Yoplait yogurt. Not frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Like yogurt in the freezer. And then you hold it in your hand and it starts to melt and it's all yogurty, but still
Firm.
Oh.
Hey, I want to hear from people.
Yeah.
If we're the only
was
two
it just
jokers-
our parents, our grandparents?
Yeah. Have you ever experienced a suppository?
Seen one,
Seen one done?
held one.
Yeah.
Maybe this will have a flashback to you opening your grandparents' freezer and like seeing that pack of thing in the
Yeah.
bottom and wondering what that was, but never asking.
Yeah, it wasn't candy.
Nope, it
Tell
wasn't
you
butter.
that right now.
Wasn't-
Wasn't butter. Wasn't yogurt. It was not fun for somebody.
It's not as big as my
Oh
pinky.
gosh, no. No.
But
No, they were smaller.
yeah,
I remember them being smaller.
think of like a real like a
Unless your grandma's homemade ones were
yeah,
just
for real. It was like a tube of Go-Gurt that you put in the freezer. That's how big it was. I'm just kidding. And you had to like sit on it.
yeah, that was not.
No.
That was something else.
Yeah, that wasn't a
That was a
suppository.
family tradition that nobody else experienced.
Probably like your grandparents' giant like multivitamin. Like daily multivitamin, one of them big chalky ones. Mm-hmm. It was like that
like
size.
a Centrum Silver or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even just a touch bigger,
Yeah.
but frozen goop.
Yeah. Just shove it on in there. Yeah. Let us know if you
Yeah.
experienced one, seen one, or if you've used one recently.
If
it's
they're still
a
around,
thing,
if you work at a pharmacy or something and you know that they still provide suppositories,
yeah.
Ugh.
Because I haven't seen one.
and you're around medical stuff.
Yeah, but we don't shove stuff up people's rectums
Yeah.
very often.
Yeah, that's true. Not at work.
Yeah, not at work anyway. But yeah, let us know. Comment.
Because I'd like to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, because we haven't done any research on it. We just talked
Obviously
about it.
not. I've been on the
I
phone.
don't even know if they were working. Like if they worked.
I don't remember. I just knew.
It seems just like a very crude thing that we eventually were like, this
Yeah.
is not right to do to
Because
kids.
they used to think like when you were sick, your blood was dirty, and they cut you and bleed out like bad blood.
Here's another thing I would, because this is something that I never saw. Was it just the kids? I don't know if I ever saw an adult doing it.
Well, I doubt they do it in front of you.
Yeah, but I never even, like, it wasn't like, hey, Dad's sick, he's got to get a suppository.
No, I don't think.
You didn't see him go into the freezer and picking one out.
And cower in fear as he slunk to the bathroom.
Yeah, because, like, that's not something you...
Right. Yeah. I don't remember my parents being sick much when I was
If
little.
I was throwing up and pooping everywhere now, as an adult...
I'm riding it out.
Yeah, I would not shove a suppository up my butt. If they're like, this is the cure, I'd be like, I guess I'll just...
When I was laying in the floor the other night, wrapped around a toilet, I probably would... We could have gone suppository.
Yeah. Well, you're used to that stuff.
If it works, I don't know. I maybe it was fear, like, because if at 3 throw-ups you need one, at 4 throw-ups you're going to need another one.
Yeah.
And so I just fight it back.
Anyways, talking about fighting, Oklahoma,
Yeah, that's a okay segue.
Well, if you don't call it out, then it's fine. Nobody's going to know the difference.
Yeah. Speaking of fighting, Oklahoma, you want me to pull the article up?
That's fine, yeah.
All right.
Lee sent this to, or we talked
This is
about
from the
this other
Chicago
day.
Tribune, so this isn't this isn't the Huffington Post or anything. This is real news. Oklahoma lawmaker proposes Bigfoot hunting season. Oklahoma City, it's just telling you what a Bigfoot is. Okay, a Republican House member has introduced a bill that will create a Bigfoot. I thought you were pointing at me.
Oh no!
Like, what?
Yeah, Bigfoot.
Introduced a bill that would create a Bigfoot hunting season. Representative Justin Humphrey's district includes the heavily forested Ouachita Mountains in southeast Oklahoma, where a Bigfoot festival is held each year at the Arkansas border. He says issuing a state hunting license and tag could help boost tourism. So there's multiple things stupid and wrong about this.
One thing that I was thinking about that it makes more sense now is that it's bordering Arkansas. Because I used to live in Oklahoma, and I don't remember any woods.
Yeah,
it's just flat and desert.
Arkansas's kind of flat. There's mountains in Arkansas.
They got the Ozarks up there.
Yeah, and the Okeechitas.
Yeah, Okeechobee.
Well, you got those in Oklahoma.
The what? The Okeechobee.
Okeechitas?
But it was a long way from Arkansas to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's different. They're thinking it's going to boost tourism.
That's the part that's...
You get permits.
And you have to go through and like get a tag and a hunting...
So if you shot a Bigfoot before then, it was illegal.
Going to jail? You're getting in trouble.
Why? Because I shot a Bigfoot?
Because it's not a
in
tagged...
fear of my life?
Oh, well, man, I don't know what they do.
That's the kicker.
It's a mythical creature. First off, they're not real. They're not. We talked about this on the phone. A very reliable source who has been in the woods for 99% of his life had a good point about Bigfoot. There's a Florida panther that's one of the most endangered things in history. Yeah. There's like a dozen of them, maybe. And 3 or 4 of them get hit by cars every year.
Yeah.
You're telling me that we've had, it's probably in the millions now of Bigfoot sightings over the years, and nobody's ever hit one with a car?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, well, they're people get hit by cars every day.
That's true, too. People do get hit by cars.
They're more advanced than like a wild animal.
Yeah.
People get run over by cars by the minute.
Yeah. At first, I thought you were talking about the Florida Cougars.
No. Oh, no.
Because there are a bunch of those.
It's not a Florida cougar. It's a Florida panther.
If you go on a carnival cruise, you will see a lot of Florida cougars. A lot of Florida cougars. They're all over the place.
Silver hair.
That's all they do is they go on cruises.
Trolling for youngins.
Trolling
for
under 40 probably.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what a cougar goes after.
They're not good. They're in their 50s. Because a cougar is like a middle-aged lady. Yeah. They're not going to go for a slightly younger guy unless he's got money.
Well, then you wouldn't be a cougar. You'd be a gold digger. Cougars going after younger boys.
That don't have money.
Like 18, 19.
Then why'd you say 40?
I don't know. Because I don't know what the limit is. I don't know where you go.
I mean, I guess there's no limit.
I guess a 40-year-old could be a cougar too.
Yeah.
If they're going after like 18-year-olds or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of Florida cougars.
Now, they're not getting hit by cars.
They put a couple Mai Tais in them and they probably will get hit by one of them drivers in
a golf cart.
Mexico or something.
I don't know if we're still on the ship or if we're back in Florida.
We're at port right now.
At port. Okay. Yeah. So golf cart.
Guatemala or somewhere like that.
I don't think you port in Guatemala.
Who knows?
Cozumel.
Sure. If you want to go there, I'd rather be in Guatemala, I guess, but
no, you wouldn't. If you're on a cruise that stops you in Guatemala, you're probably on a cargo ship.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah, you're working for a cartel if you're on a cruise going to Guatemala.
Yeah. You got a couple bags of heroin in you.
Yeah. So first off, if you think you're going to boost tourism by adding a tag to the hunting regulations, people don't do. I guess they
already got a Bigfoot Festival there, and I guess
true. And you want to shoot that thing? I mean, I guess they have festivals for animals we shoot. Are there deer festivals? Those are expos, I guess.
Yeah. Those aren't out in the woods or mountains or whatever.
True.
Like BJCC, there's not just deer running around.
But then, okay, so the same guy I was talking about that said we would have hit one with a car already if they existed.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to promote shooting stuff that's
hairy,
walking
humanoid,
on two legs. Because there's a lot of hunters that wear like ghillie suits and stuff.
Yeah. Or just a big old fat bearded guy.
Yeah.
Like real tall.
Off in the woods and you can't see, and you shoot him and you're walking up with your new Bigfoot tag to put on it, and now you're in prison.
A dad of 4.
Yeah. And his kid runs up.
Yeah, Dad!
His first hunting trip.
You shoot him because baby Sasquatches are worth more.
Yeah. You just fill your tags.
Just fill your tags right there. Don't take much.
I don't think that'll go through. I guess Oklahoma's just trying to stay relevant in the news with something.
Yeah.
But if it comes to pass, let's go.
To Oklahoma?
To get one.
Okay.
We'll go hunt.
We should just go sit out in the woods and drink beer until you can't see straight. Is that how you hunt?
I'm sure
for
that's most.
Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Because there's no, I mean.
Do you like bait with like sandwiches and stuff? But if you look at it though, the people, like the Bigfoot people for real.
Yeah.
Bigfoot people, there's some that think they can like go into space and stuff. And they can like enter different dimensions, and that's why you can't find them.
Obviously, it's not like lawyers and doctors going to hunt for Bigfoot.
True, very true.
Although, a buddy of mine, he said that one time he smelt Bigfoot. So
they did. There's a universal noise for Bigfoot that Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's
one.
that.
Yeah. I've seen
and
a bunch
then they
of
have
Bigfoot
a smell.
shows. Yeah.
And they do have
it smells like dead carcasses.
Yeah.
So what happened was we were
so he probably smelled a dead person.
We were watching a TV show. It was like Bigfoot Adventures or something like
Bigfoot Hunters.
Yeah, Bigfoot Hunters. I think I'm having a stroke. But we were watching that TV show and it was filmed in like his hometown. And so they were sitting there going through all this stuff and one guy was like, "Oh yeah, we saw over here, blah, 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 on this day and blah, 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 blah." And he was just like, "Hold up." He was like, "I was hiking at that waterfall on that same day and I smelt exactly what he's describing."
A dead deer.
Yeah.
A dead animal.
Bigfoot.
Or Bigfoot.
Could be Bigfoot.
Who knows? Maybe they'll open this season up and
Bigfoot.
Somebody will grab one.
I've seen Bigfoot. We went to Monster Jam last year.
Oh, you turd.
And I saw him.
He smelled like gas.
Yeah,
or diesel.
Something.
He smelled like exhaust.
He was loud too. He didn't make the noise that they do on the TV show.
And he was a monster truck.
He was a monster truck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. But cool. Good for Oklahoma.
Maybe open the season up, grab some tags, and maybe we can pull one of these out of the woods.
Yeah.
And we can put us all to rest.
There was they thought somebody had killed a Bigfoot not long ago, and it was because
Was
they
it a
had him in his
bear?
freezer, and he was taking pictures of it and stuff, and it was just like a rubber suit.
Of course it was. Because that's what they are.
Yeah, they're
That's
rubber
what-
suits.
Yeah. All right. I don't even know if I
Yeah,
want to
but
get
yeah,
into
that's
this.
like the Nate Bargatze skit where they talk about. He says, "Oh well, if you saw Hitler walking around, would you kill Hitler?" It's like, you mean a guy who kind of looks like
Yeah.
Hitler?
We don't.
And
Yeah.
you're going off with like my memory that I've got to like remember exactly what he looks like. Or are
Yeah.
you talking about like an old man
with a small mustache.
with a small mustache that
Are you okay? My gosh.
that still is like he looks like Hitler, but
Yeah.
like I can't be sure.
Yeah. Is he wearing the suit
Yeah, yeah.
and the arm?
So
and
then
everything,
he's
or
just
is it-
like
are we-
maybe he's dressed up like him, and he's like maybe he's going to a job where he like dresses up like Hitler
Yeah.
or something.
Speaking of dressing up like Hitler, this one was perfect.
Okay, if you don't have to say this one is perfect in the middle, it ruins it.
So, that's what makes it.
Okay,
You
so
gotta announce the segue. Man, we got some technical difficulties here. Anyway, speaking of dressing up like Hitler,
you need to talk into the mic. By the
you
way,
want to talk about your friend Lecrae? He didn't dress up like Hitler, but
you can talk about.
I know
hadn't
how
heard
much
nothing
you.
about it,
I
but,
know how much you love Lecrae.
I could take him. Or
Oh
leave him.
my gosh! No, you and turn your ringer off, amateur.
Hey, get to what you was talking about.
Ba-ding, ba-ding. My stocks are down. Ba-ding.
Get to what you was talking about.
I'm about to. Speaking of dressing up like Hitler, there's this new phrase that the left has picked up and is using called Christian nationalism. Mm-hmm. And what that means are Americans who are Christians, who are therefore or conservative Christians, mostly white. They usually throw in white when they're talking about it. Mm-hmm. And it's people like the guys that went and stormed the Capitol or whatever and are alt-right.
Yeah.
And it's these guys that believe that, and I don't even know if these people are real or not. This is just what the news is saying.
Yeah.
That these people, Christian nationalists, believe that Trump was some kind of biblical prophet and that, like, if he's gone, the U.S. is going to crumble, therefore the world is going to crumble.
Yeah.
And that, like, the United States is now the new, like, Hebrew, like, Jewish nation.
Yeah. We're
that
the chosen people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never met one of these people.
I've met more than one.
I figured, and they both live in the same house, and it's where you go twice a month to drop your son off to babysit.
No. Let's not bring our parents into this.
No. But that's what these people. That's what the news is saying, that these people are responsible for Trump,
Yeah.
and these people are responsible for what happened to the Capitol. Which, again, if somebody else, if I hear another person compare what happened at the Capitol a couple weeks ago to 9/11,
Yeah.
I'm gonna freak
Not
out.
the same thing at all.
Can't be. It's not even.
Well, these are the same people, too, that thought when Obama got into office that he was the Antichrist and he was going to just like destroy everything and all this other stuff.
And
But he
didn't.
wasn't. He wasn't. He was a politician. And that's the way that, honestly, I know you're going to roll your eyes or whatever. That's the way I feel about all this Biden stuff, too. It's like people are talking so bad and like, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And it's like,
He's already walked back so many
Exactly.
from the campaign.
Yeah.
His
walked it all back.
like my first 100 days we're going to do this, this, and this. They're all so watered down compared to
because he's a politician.
yeah.
If you told me, okay, here's the revert, like where I would be like, you're right, is if somebody, what's like a real left leaning celebrity?
All of them.
Well, just like what's one that just sticks out in your head?
The Hulk, Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yep. I almost said John Ruffalo. He's crazy liberal.
Okay.
Mark Ruffalo.
So you come to me and you say, hey, Mark Ruffalo is running for president. Okay. So he's not a politician. He doesn't know anything about anything. Mm-hmm. He's coming in there. He's Trump, but for the left.
Alyssa Milano. That lady.
Yeah. And he's about to come in and just like, he's just going to do whatever he wants. Yeah. It's like, okay, I've got a problem. We got problems. But you're talking about somebody who's been a career politician who hasn't done anything in his entire career, and now he holds the highest office. He's still not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that concerned with all this.
Yeah.
But, like, I do get, like, the white nationalist thing, or the, what is it, the... Not white nationalist. What's the Christian
nationalism?
Christian nationalist. I do get where that's a problem because
if it's a real thing, it's ridiculous. Okay, then that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And where it like perpetuates itself is within the church. Like within these small town churches where a lot of these pastors don't have any formal training, they don't have any knowledge,
and they talk about politics every Sunday.
And they talk about politics every Sunday, and they get all their information from Facebook or wherever else, or YouTube. Hey, I watched this YouTube video. These guys are because I mean, I've been in those churches. I used to go to one of those churches, so I get it. Yeah. When they're like fear mongering, they're sitting there telling you all the bad stuff that's going to happen to you, and it is a problem. It is an issue. It's something.
Well, that's stupid, Dad.
Well, it's definitely stupid.
But you know what's funny? It's the exact same thing on the other side, like secular Christianity.
Oh yeah,
and like it's big churches in cities where the pastor has no formal training, and they get all their information from the internet, and they do the same thing. It's just the other direction.
Yeah. I agree with you.
It's alt-right version of what we complain about all the time as far as Christianity goes. Well, that's daggum stupid. Well, I'll tell you then. I didn't even think it was a real thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even think it was a real thing.
It's 100%.
I'm gonna sit up now for this because
me and you go to Demopolis just one random day
to the Highlands campus.
No.
Demopolis. They might be.
Me and you go. To Jack's in the morning, and we sit down
for breakfast. It was great
with all them old men, and you just ask them, and then I guarantee
what's going to happen.
I guarantee you'll see a lot of those Christian nationalists.
Well, that's stupid. That America has become the Jewish state.
Well, that's the. I've heard stuff about that too, where it's like how overly confident in ourselves and like how full of ourselves that we think that we are now the chosen people, and that God has. Or
they're
Jesus,
still over there.
Yeah,
like they're the
Jewish people are still there, and they're still the chosen people.
Yeah,
we're just Christians.
Yeah,
like don't compare us with like. Also, to think that like when the
because that's what got Nick Cannon in trouble because he said that African American or black people are the new
chosen people. Yeah, it's like no, Jews are still there.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with just like all the things like Obama's the Antichrist. Why do we think everything's going to happen over here?
Yeah, that's true. It's not.
It's not. If you biblically
and just go look over there right now too. That you want to talk about like wherever in Revelation or in the Old Testament where there's prophecy and it talks about like the birthing pain. You don't know when it's going to happen, but you're in labor or whatever. That stuff's happening. And it's not here.
Yeah.
And
it's not supposed to be here.
Right.
But we're so we think we're the best that it has to be us.
Yeah. As far as like current day, though, the United States is set apart from any other country.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're a superpower.
Right. And I just mean like the way it was set up so that you could, like Christianity could spread here like it has in other places.
Okay.
And so, but no, I'm
On
not.
the like flip side of this, if China was a Christian nation,
Yeah.
they would be going, it's us.
Yeah.
Everybody who,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
that's just,
I hate to say it. The United States isn't mentioned in the Old Testament or the New Testament.
you would think it was the way that some of these old preachers talk.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
That's a bummer.
I'm telling you, they brainwashed a lot of their congregations.
So we got to watch out on both sides of this.
Yeah. Did you think it was just...
I don't know. As far as... yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm telling you, man. It is... I mean, we can talk about how bad liberals
But
are
so
and
what
all
do
this
they
other
do?
stuff. And then
What do they do? What did they do after Obama then? If they're like, oh, never mind.
we prayed it away.
Oh, cool. We fought him.
We fought it.
Well, let's
and
just
we
fight
won.
Biden then.
We won, dadgummit.
Well, then we'll just do that with Biden.
And now we got
so
Trump,
it's-
and Trump's our savior.
Okay. Okay. It's all coming together then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
they hate this because I saw this on the news too. That I don't know if it was like Biden, but it's just the people
Democrats.
in power now, the
Yeah.
Democrats. Illegal immigration is not a term anymore.
yeah.
It's irregular migration. So we could probably get an old man or two to rail on that at this Jack's.
Yeah.
And this isn't a hypothetical Jack's. You're looking at the Jack's we
I
could
know
go to.
the table we would sit at.
Do you know what they're ordering?
Most of them don't have to order. Most of them, they just walk in.
Sit there. They
and-
bring their own coffee and stuff.
Most of them, and this is the way it used to be with a lot of places. So when I worked with my dad, we would go to these places in the morning before we'd go to work, and it's the same crowd, and then like when we would go to places with waitresses, they would just bring them their food. They would never ask, "Hey, what do you want to eat? What do you want to drink?" They would just bring it to them.
That'd be cool.
Because
I want to get to that point.
I do too.
I really do.
Honestly, I want to.
Not the white or the Christian.
I want to just think that we're the best. No,
Yeah.
I want to get to a point where I just sit at a Hardee's one morning and all my buddies come in and we all just sit around and talk.
But it can't just be one morning. It's got to be years
Oh, it's every morning.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just think, you got to get up and go. It's a hangout.
Yeah.
You put a camera there, they're doing a podcast. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a bad podcast. Is what that would be.
It wouldn't get on. They wouldn't let it on.
Yeah.
Dang.
Nah.
Do you think there's old liberal guys that do it too at like fancy coffee shops? Because they probably don't go to Jack's.
They're going to Heritage House or
yeah,
something. I mean, maybe, who knows?
And they just sit around and talk about how stupid everybody
They're
else
probably
is.
like going to their greenhouses and hanging out or something.
They go to the, they do it outside.
Yeah, they're going like the plant lady over there on,
way out there.
yeah, way out there. They just sit in the plants
Moundville. Yeah.
and talk about it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should try to cancel people.
Speaking of canceling people.
Well, I was just saying, like, if they're granted, but in their head, that's so annoying because, like, if you just get,
I saw a video.
once the president's gone, you prayed him out.
Yeah.
Well, or time his 4 years were up, but there's no way to like convince them of like you didn't do anything. He just wasn't that big of a deal.
You think those pastors are God though? Like you
true,
hold them in
man.
such a high esteem. It really is. They're cults.
That's a bummer.
They're cults when you think about it.
Yeah.
But
Can't trust the big ones or the little ones.
Yeah. But
Except our big one's fun.
our
I wasn't being funny. I was being serious.
Yeah, I do like ours.
Yeah. I wouldn't still be there if I didn't.
Speaking canceling people. Speaking.
You need some medicine. Let's get you suppositories.
Need some alpha brain.
Suppository will straighten you up.
Need some of that Joe Rogan alpha brain. Nootropics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But What was that? What was the next one?
Canceling people. Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Blogger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Anna and I have a. Where are we at? We good?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just checking time. I'll wrap it up when we need to wrap it up.
Okay. Anna and I still use this lady. This lady's been around for years and years and years. She's a mom, blogger, social media, all that stuff. But she writes like helpful articles for new parents and stuff with babies.
Yeah.
What to do when they're teething, what to do when they're doing sleep regressions and all the cycles and all the progressions they have and their timing and everything. And so she's been around for forever, has millions and millions of followers. And we use her stuff all the time. Other big mom bloggers use her stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's the go-to.
Yeah.
And somehow somebody outed this lady for donating to the Trump campaign at some point. You'd think
Killer.
she gave money to the Klan.
Yeah.
She like bought them new suits or something. But now you can, I wish I knew the name of the lady because you could look up like her in the news now and it's just a mass exodus of all these other mom influencer like stupid ladies
getting rid of her and stuff.
Just
and
saying, she's helped me. She's personally helped me through so much and helped me raise my kids. And I'm just indebted to her, but I just can't believe that I've been betrayed like this. And now I need to go back and think of how I need to pick people better because this lady it's so offensive to think that she would have done something like this. And it's just like, so you can't even affiliate
with somebody who has a different opinion than you. Here's where,
but then it's all about unity.
Yeah.
As like the main thing from your side is we gotta come together.
Here's the thing is a lot of these people think that like Trump was the worst thing that's ever happened to the U.S.
Yeah.
That everything that he says is racist and horrible and it's tearing the country apart and all this other stuff. Like that's what they legitimately believe. And so I guess if I believed like a similar thing that I would have trouble. Honestly, I don't know if I would because like if you're a Democrat and you believe that Biden is, going to save everything and all this other stuff, you've got really hard political views on that, then like I'm not going to disown you as a person. Like I'm not going to like stop talking to you or wish ill upon you. But on the other side of things, but I think it's also like you're supposed to do that now, especially if you're also somewhat of like on the internet and important to a bunch of people. Like you have to. Which what a stupid sheeple world. Yeah, and this is something that you mentioned too earlier is like, well, okay, since you're disowning her, you can no longer use anything that she said.
If your baby cries, you better not look up anything this original lady said.
Yeah, because you're disowning her.
And the stuff you've been using for years that works, if you have another kid, you better stop.
Yeah.
And figure out a new way.
Here's the interesting like pivot to that is how do you feel about like, okay, we'll say, I can't remember his name. Was it Ted Haggard? Like the
Haggerty, the Christian, the pastor,
like got caught with like a male prostitute
and
doing
coke
blow off of him.
Yeah. In Colorado?
Yeah. So do you disregard everything that person said in the past, or do you believe like there's still nuggets of truth in there?
Yeah.
We just got to sift through.
Yeah.
It's easy to say yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like I've been through that a few times.
Personally?
In the room? With pastors.
In the room caught?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been caught with many a male prostitute.
Yeah.
But I've been.
Got you a checkered Christian past.
Yeah. Well, I've been on
those old Trump churches.
Yeah.
Drug churches.
Well, not drug churches.
But I know what you mean.
Well, one of them.
Abuse churches. Yeah.
Yeah.
You be anywhere long enough, somebody's going to get caught doing something.
Yeah, but it's really easy to say yeah. Of course, there's still things that they said that are true, but it's also like, okay, what do I like if they had like radical beliefs, like things that you had never heard before, and then you go to this church and they're backing it up scripturally and all this other shit. Because this happened to me, where it was like there were things that I'd never thought about that were brought up in this church and that they said and that they believed and that they backed up scripturally, and it was, pretty much sound theologically and stuff like that. And then after something happens, you're like, well, I've got to really think about this now.
Did you think about it?
I did, yeah.
And did you come out the other side with some and not? Like you kept some, you didn't keep some?
No, honestly, I kept most of it. But it's real easy to just be like, oh, yeah, of course. But then, like, you've actually got to go through things and think through it and sift through what was right and wrong.
No, but you should be doing that in the moment.
Yeah.
That'll help a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did it in the moment, but then you go back later and you're like...
Yeah. Well, that's just reviewing old info and making sure you're... No, like Carl Lentz, he cheated on his wife. There's still plenty of stuff that he said that I've written down in the past that I'll still use and like still believe. Because I wasn't... And that's the thing. On both politics... world leaders, religious leaders, nobody's perfect to begin with.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, and I'm not following anybody like past info I can use to better myself.
Yeah,
if that makes, I don't really, like some of Trump's policies were good. Some of his stuff I didn't really agree with. He was an absolute moron. That's it. And I'm done with Trump. That was like...
Yeah. I'm not going to keep up with him after the fact.
Right. Or like pastors, like a pastor that has a fall from grace. Okay. I'm not... My life didn't depend on that guy.
Yeah.
And so if I'm just using something for info or like... I don't know. Like if God forbid Pastor Chris had some kind of crazy thing like that, my life's not over.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't, my focus, I was he was in my focus going to the main goal.
Well,
it wasn't him.
To me though, like this would be the different is like, okay, so if he's your pastor, you're believing that God's speaking to him directly, a word that you need to hear and things that you need to hear. Yeah. So you're hearing something from God run through that person as a filter. And so what things
got messed up?
Yeah. And it could just be little tweaks to things, but at the same time, it's like they're a filter that God's voice is going through, but instead of just like, I get like I'm looking to God through this person or whatever, but like you're still having like, it's almost like, okay.
Filter's not a good word because filter cleans something. It's like a screen that it comes through that you might catch some of. Yeah, but it's hard to think that a filter would dirty something up.
But a filter,
you know what I mean?
Like your air filter's dirty.
No, but like it doesn't. But the air that comes out is clean. Yeah. So, like, if God is sending something through a person to you...
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And as a filter, it's not going to come dirtier than what God...
Yeah. Here's a better way to describe it. You got a glass of water, and you're looking at something past the glass of water. So, the water could be dirtied up, but you're still looking at whatever that is. It just looks dirtier. Like, the thing on the other side's not dirty, but the water that you're looking through it is dirty.
So I've got my own filter.
Yeah. So.
What are we talking?
Speaking of dirty.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
Got dirtied up.
Done dirty.
He got done dirty.
Boy. I'm going to tell you, we watched it here, and...
I was on my deathbed.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Well,
I saw the highlights.
We were all like, everybody who's in the room was like, McGregor, he's gonna do it. Like he's a beast. And then he walks out, and instantly, me and Peyton look at each other and go, I don't know, man.
Was he kind of
He
small?
looked like he just got in a fight with his wife before he walked out there. He looked
Was he
beat
crying?
down mentally.
He looked beat
He just
down.
looked like he wasn't there.
Well, that dude.
He just looked like he was somewhere else.
All you see Conor McGregor is on like social media. Everybody's social media looks great. He's probably in turmoil. Just like in general. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have like a real easy life. It's like he's probably in turmoil.
Yeah.
So that'll show
But
when you get your bell rung.
yeah. Well, and so first round to me looked like McGregor had it.
Oh, okay.
Like as far as like it looked like it was going to go the distance, but it looked like McGregor was going to win the fight. Unbeknownst to everybody in the outside world, the leg kicks from Poirier
Tore him up.
When he got knocked down and then tried to stand back up, he couldn't stand on his own feet because his leg was so torn up. So he was just getting the mess kicked out of him.
And so those look like not that big a deal. They just look like little Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
I'd never let somebody, but getting just axe kicked in the thigh
Yeah. Can't be fun.
once on like a full stomach and happy.
Yeah.
Like you're gassed and
it was bad. And then he got his bell rung and there was nothing else he could do. I mean, he wasn't coming up after it. He wasn't.
Was the end like he got knocked out and just didn't get up and the ref stopped it before Poirier bounced him off his dome?
Pretty much. I mean, it was.
So it wasn't like it wasn't like a knockdown, jump on top and punch until the ref calls it?
No, I mean, he was like, he kept punching. Like he didn't back away. That was another thing about McGregor was he didn't seem to have that like killer instinct. Mm-hmm. It was like, all right, I'm going to punch him a few times. I'm going to back off. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to back off.
He was probably trying to play the long game.
But Poirier, I mean, when he got some hits in, he kept going. So
He's hungry.
he was hungry. That's right. And
Conor just needs to go sell more of that whiskey, open some pubs.
yeah, I'm going to tell you what, though. There was a fight. It was the one right before McGregor and Poirier. And, oh gosh, I'm trying to look at the name so I don't get them wrong. But it was a guy it was Michael Chandler and Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's
I've heard Hooker.
He's been in the UFC for a while. And
Is that a black guy?
No, he's a white guy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm talking about that.
Michael Chandler, though, came from Bellator, and Bellator is like, he was a 3-time champ in Bellator. But the thing that's always been said, though, about Bellator versus UFC is Bellator is just, the competition's not there. Like, cool, you came from Bellator, but you're about to get your butt whooped.
It's like the minor leagues. Kind of. It's like side by side.
The thing about UFC is they drop people from their roster all the time if they don't feel like they're going to bring good fights. And so you have these people who don't bring good fights and they go to Bellator or One or somewhere like that. But he whooped up on the boy. Oh. It was he knocked him the F out.
Bellator got in?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So that was a good fight. I'm interested. That's the same weight class, too, as McGregor and Poirier and all these other guys that are going for that championship. So
is that middleweight? Light, heavyweight?
I think it's middleweight.
They're little.
Yeah.
Little smaller.
Yeah. Lightweight.
Oh, that's...
Lightweight.
There's some...
But that's... Khabib was also a lightweight. All these guys are lightweight. So it'll be interesting to see him come up through the ranks now and see what he can do with those guys and see if he just demolishes them. But, yeah, that's... Oh, gosh.
Now that I'm back to health, Anna's got me just a pile of stuff to do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I've got a pile of stuff to do, and I've been healthy for months.
Ain't we all?
weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
I got a car halfway torn apart in the front yard right now. So
Have fun with that.
I won't.
I'm about to have to go have a steak dinner with friends. Freaking
If
stuff.
I could trade you,
Freaking stuff, man.
if I could trade you,
Just that laundry list of stuff to do.
yeah,
And then I got a bachelor trip. Oh, Colin, congratulations.
yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow, pal.
Bachelor trip's coming up.
Yep.
Congrats, going to Smith Lake.
That's where we're going. Jasper, Alabama.
That'll be fun.
Home of the turd piles.
What?
No, Jasper's cool.
Yeah,
It's in the woods.
you got trout fishing up there.
God almighty.
Go trout fishing. It's fun.
Don't say good trout fishing. They have some trout in a lake that
It's
was put
good
there.
trout fishing.
They were put there.
It's
Don't
good.
say good.
It's good.
Okay. There's some good trout fishing in Jasper, Alabama.
There is.
Okay.
Just because you don't think that
Check
it would
it
be doesn't
out.
mean that it won't be.
But guys, thank you for listening to the podcast, episode 45. If you want to reach us,
Check us out on social media.
whatever that phone number is, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes.
I'm getting there. Give me a second.
Hang out with us outside of the podcast.
205-523-5934.
Tell us about your suppository stories.
Yeah. Or
Suppositories.
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 Yep.
Yeah. Dang.
Tell us about getting stuff shoved up your butt.
Just suppositories. I don't want to know about anything else. But yeah, thank y'all for letting us into your hearts and your minds, your phones, your computers.
And your butts.
Have a good one.